Okay, so we're gonna go over how we run the Facebook ad from the Command Your Conversation video we watched a couple weeks ago. During that video, he outlined the big steps, the big blocks of what you could expect to get from the ad. He didn't necessarily go a deep dive into how to set it up 100% in terms of the audiences. He very quickly made the ad copy for it. So we're gonna go over to the designer how to do that. We're gonna go over how to add the smart plan that he has and utilizes for that as well. So there's a few steps where we're gonna fill in the blanks on that one, and then I would go back to that video if I were you, just to, I would use both, but this is gonna be the comprehensive setup. What I don't want you to do is try to set it up with me while I'm doing it, because it's gonna slow everything down. I want you to just take really good notes and then refer back to the video to set it up later, okay? Because if you try to do it while I'm doing it, we're just gonna end up spending too much time trying to troubleshoot what's going on. So it's best to ask questions as we go and then refer back to this recording to go ahead and set that up either later today or tomorrow. A few things to keep in mind when you are setting up your Facebook, and Maggie, we were talking about yours not being able to get connected, is you're gonna wanna make sure you first have your professional page set up connected to your personal page, right? So when you're in Facebook, you cannot run an ad from your personal page. You have to have the actual page set up
I know.
from your Facebook, and Magda has that.
Mike,
So
why?
why what?
Why do we need to do it from the Facebook, the business page, the person?
Right, because those are the rules. I don't know. It's, yeah, Facebook does not allow a personal page to run advertising. If you don't have a professional page set up, it takes 5 minutes on Facebook. There's a few guidelines you have to adhere to in terms of like having your brokerage information on there. Like almost any type of advertising we do as real estate agents, you need to have your brokerage number, your phone number and address posted there. But it's not a compliance class, but anytime you're doing any type of advertising, always run it past Brad. Okay, so if you're gonna order 1,000 of something, run a copy past Brad before you get it ordered, because you may have, I don't want you to waste any money, right? This isn't that case for ordering stuff, but I would always run advertising stuff past Brad.
When you use the templates in Command,
And you're talking about design templates?
you
Yeah.
have to pay, right?
No,
No,
when we're running Facebook ads, you are paying for the ad, but you're not paying Command, you're paying Facebook to run the ad.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you mean.
No, but it's okay.
No, all the designs are, it's not like another service where there's like premium designs, or there's no like upcharge for anything.
Because I was trying to do that
Mm-hmm.
and they say you have to pay like $3 monthly or something like that.
The only thing I can think of that you might be referencing is that to run some of the smart plans, there's gonna be text messaging involved in the
Yes.
smart plans.
Yes,
So in order to have the text messaging, where you're gonna have to set up a Twilio account, which is the texting service, and that, again, it's not Command charging you money, it's a third party that we're using to send those text messages out for us,
okay.
which is called Twilio. So let's just go through the few first items you have to set up to get this to work
Okay.
in the correct way.
You need to come every Wednesday to ask your question.
Yeah, and then do homework at home.
So settings.
Homework is a killer.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So first thing we want to do is, all I did was I clicked on my name at the very top right-hand corner and I went to settings. It takes me to this page where I have all of the apps pop up first, and then I have all of the settings pop up on the left. I think that's my left. So from here, we have a couple different things we can connect. One thing we want to make sure is we have this Facebook ad managers connected. So there's two different types of Facebook. There's post scheduling,
I have both.
and then there's ad managers. So you'll know they're connected because it'll say connected. if you have multiple pages, you can connect multiple pages to this as well. So do yours stay connected, Magda?
I have connected, but the problem is when I click manage, it's showing my private email address, not my KW email address. And I think that could be a problem.
It's not a problem. Look at mine.
Yeah.
That's the email address that you set up through Facebook. That's why.
So I should disconnect it and try to connect it.
Well, I just showed you that. That's my personal email address.
So,
Yeah. I have
What I'm
them
saying is
both
mine-
connected. Yeah.
What I'm saying is mine is set up the exact same way.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to show you.
Mhm.
I use mike@siderresidential.com for my business. When I click on manage,
It shows, yeah, your private.
this is
The same for me, yeah.
Don't email me there. I get enough emails there, but it's the same, right?
Okay,
It's using the email that you have set up through Facebook because that is essentially your Facebook login. Right? You don't log in through Facebook through a business email, do you? Right, so this is, all that is it's creating that connection between Facebook and Command. It's just like when you sync your like bank account to something, you know, it's the same thing, like
So
to
I
your
have the
Venmo
same
or your
one,
PayPal.
so I have it done, yeah.
Yeah, so you're good. If it says connect, and that's the post scheduling, and then make sure that the ads manager is set up also.
Mhm.
And then what else? At the very bottom, you're gonna notice that there's Twilio.
Uh-huh.
This is where you're gonna set up the text messaging.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
What I would, and then you get to choose a number, okay?
I don't have that one. Should I connect it?
It's gonna cost you $4 a month.
Mhm.
The minutes or the amount of that, the lowest plan, it's just fine for almost everybody, okay? It's when you start using it to send like, I don't know, an invitation to like 300 people that you might possibly go over it. It's $4 a month and they roll over every month for an entire calendar year. Every month after 12 months, that first month that you didn't use, those credits will expire. But it's $4 a month. I mean, nothing really else to say about that.
So I can
I
subscribe.
I very much just shake off anything that's less than mine. I guess it's kind of a pattern with me, I suppose. But I would, and then they also have the ability to do call forwarding, right? So if you're sending those text messages out and someone calls that text message, it's not gonna go to your Twilio number, it's gonna go directly to your cell phone and they're gonna call your cell phone, which is really great.
So, yeah, I'm gonna.
When they respond to the text from Twilio, you need to make sure you have the Command mobile app on your phone and make sure you have your push notifications on because it will ping, you will have a command notification that someone texted you back. And then from that point, you can choose to either keep texting it back and forth through the Command Twilio number, which will cost you credits every time you go back and forth, or
Mhm.
you can go ahead and text them from your number and try to work them that way. It's up to you.
Mhm.
I would call them at that point. Let them know what's going on.
There's like three options, 300, 600, and 1500 for different prices.
Yeah, the smallest one is plenty.
Okay,
An average text message, unless you're adding pictures, is like gonna cost you like, I don't know, 4 to 6 credits maybe to send.
Mhm.
So the 300 is just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody see that? You're gonna set up Twilio, you're gonna set up all your Facebook stuff. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the smart plan we're gonna use for this. We're gonna get it downloaded to our library. Okay. So we're gonna click on smart plans. I already have it on here, so I'm gonna delete it so I can show you how to search for it. Actually, it's an active smart plan. I probably should delete it. I'm gonna just search for it. Okay, so you're gonna go to your smart plans, then you're gonna click on library. We're gonna come up with essentially all the smart plans up here. The best way to find this one specifically, which is I would recommend using for this plan, it's a very good smart plan, is you're gonna search for it by author name. So you have this drop down here where it says smart plan name. Go by author name, and then we're gonna search by Nick Baldwin. And I would look through the rest of his because he has very good ones. And for this one in particular, I just know it's at the very end of it. So this is gonna be the seller follow-up for pending sales Facebook campaign. we can view the steps conveniently by clicking view steps. And this is how it's gonna work. Right when this person, this potential customer clicks on the Facebook ad, they're going to enter in their information into Facebook. That lead is then gonna be routed into your command as a contact. And then you'll see when we set it up, they're gonna be added to the smart plan. They're gonna be tagged with whatever tags you want. And then they're gonna start receiving correspondence via this text. Odds are you're gonna get these leads at very odd times when people are on Facebook searching around for houses. When do you guys search on Facebook? Like right before bed, maybe like around lunchtime? Normally, you're gonna get them probably late at night when people are just like messing around before bed.
First, I need to create my smart plan, right? If I don't have it.
You need to go, so what I was showing you is you have to go to the library in Smart Plans,
Library first.
Right.
Okay,
and then we're essentially searching for that smart plan. So all I did here was just change the author name on this dropdown to Nick Baldwin.
okay,
And then I'm choosing at the very bottom of that list of smart plans he has created, the seller follow-up for pending sales.
Vendor. Do I
Okay.
need to put the name Nick,
Yeah, you're gonna have to spell that out,
Nick,
Nick Baldwin. And then the steps here are gonna be, it's gonna send a text message, and the first text message is gonna say, you just gonna say hi, their first name, it's Mike with Keller Williams. Thanks for looking at our Facebook post for homes that receive offers. Do you own a home in the area? So that's a very specific first question. And we want to get a response. That first text message they get, it's gonna have a small message at the end of it that says they can opt out, which basically says if you don't want to receive another message, you can reply stop, which is just fine.
Mhm.
But that's a really great first text. Do you own a home in the area? You know, because we're trying to get sellers with this Facebook post. So we're gonna be, he made a point to be very targeted and very specific with not only the ad copy for the post, in terms of the words that we're using to filter out, because we don't really want buyers from this, we're trying to get listings. And then in the follow-up text messages. It's also gonna send an email directly out, and I can't look at the full email from this page, but it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna go through and send all of these emails and texts for a total of 7 days. Okay, and then it's gonna be on you to keep following up with this lead. Okay. So from here, what you wanna do is you wanna just click Add Smart Plan. And you can rename it if you want, but you can add Smart Plan and then hit download, and then it'll be available in your library, so we can now add it to our Facebook campaign. Okay,
After it's downloaded. Yeah.
yeah,
So I have in my smart plan right now.
okay.
So do I need to click in that or?
All we're doing right now is just adding it to our library so we can choose it for the Facebook ad later. We're just setting everything up first before we create the actual ad. Okay. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create the design for the ad that we're gonna use.
Okay,
Okay. So for here, I'm gonna go to the little paintbrush or designs.
this one.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the one that I created, and then I'll show you how I did it.
He was showing in the video also, huh? How to do it.
He did briefly show how to do it, yeah. So this is just what I created from designs. I'm trying to remember the exact one that I used. I had to search for a minute. Let me do that first, because I want you to know exactly which one that one is. I want to say it was like a just sold one that I just kind of manipulated a little bit. Let me see here. Just sold. So we're gonna click on just sold. And then what you want to do is up here, you want to filter it by social square. Let's see here. social find. I don't think it's just sold, maybe just listed. Oh, Social Square. The one I used. Hold, please.
Mike,
Yes,
when they ask what's best describe you. We supposed to put personal, student, but business or personal?
you need to be more specific. What, I don't understand where you're putting that.
Well, because I'm creating my app.
You're creating your Facebook page or your, what?
No. I went in the templates in Keller Williams.
Okay. I can't see your screen, so I don't want to give you the wrong information. Let me just find this one and then we'll move forward here.
We can use any design we want.
You can use any design you want, but this design in particular seems to get very good results.
So this is like social square, yes.
Social Square somewhere.
Mhm.
Just trying to find the one I used.
Local expert. Neighborhood snaps.
Looks like it might be. I think I use this one. This looks pretty close to it.
Which one? See. Local expert.
Local Expert Social Square. I think I used this one because I already had a big circle there.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
I think I
There's
remember.
another one with big circle.
Is there?
Yeah, when you go down, there was another.
Update. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy one to change the way.
Square.
Yeah, okay, so you're gonna go to local expert, go to social square, and then we're gonna take this one.
Months.
Yeah, and then I'll show you how to manipulate it here in a second. All right, so we're gonna get that design. Perfect. And there's a few things that I actually like really don't want in here, which is like, is the circle part of it?
We don't want the X.
You know what? We're just gonna delete it. Because we'll just start with a blank canvas here.
Okay.
Just gonna delete it. I'm gonna move this down to the bottom because I like it there. I'm going to update the DBA. You need to make sure that you have all those uploaded in here first.
Oh, okay.
So then I can just quickly change that with the replace logo button. So I got the KW Dallas in there.
Mhm.
We're going to go ahead and add in that circle.
Yeah, we can add.
Add in that circle. So. Not this. Why did I hit the circle?
Oh, oh.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff you can add to these things. You can even add animation to these also. I should put these towards the top. Why do I see clouds before circles? Ovals. Okay, just go to shapes at the very top. Here we go. Circle. So at the very top, we have shapes. Click on the shape and we gotta make it bigger. All right, so we get that map in there. All right, so we got a spot for the map. And then we need to update the text. So what was the text that we were using here? Let's see that.
We don't have a shape option.
Okay, that. Okay, I'm gonna go, I don't remember the exact words. Let's go find those words here real fast. Hope you guys all have already set up your websites. That'll be very helpful for this too. It is more of an advanced class. I mean, if we're running Facebook ads, then you've been doing stuff in Command, so. All right, what did I say in there? Homes in Leesburg that have, okay, that's what I want. All right, so I click on this text, I wanna put. Should we do all caps? No.
No.
Homes in Leesburg. And I think I'm gonna make that just a touch. What is it now, 46, maybe like 54. I'm not really a fan of that font. Something,
Homes in Williamsburg are selling or something like this.
oh no, we're trying to say that have received offers. That's the whole point of the ad.
Okay.
Make that red. And then for the second line, we're gonna put that have received offers. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that in black. And we're gonna make it a lot smaller. Like, maybe this one will be the 36. Nope, that's too small. And what was this font? Century Gothic. Century Gothic. Leave that black. And you can kind of position it wherever you want. I think probably more in the middle is a little better.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Find that up there. Let's line that up. The little blue lines tell you when everything's kind of like lined up in the same. I'm trying to get it to where that left blue is.
The grid.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go a little higher so we get Leesburg. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Then we'll go to, it's kind of like, what's that guy's name? Is Paint Pretty Trees?
Oh, I know. The guy with the beard.
Yeah. Bob Ross. Right,
Yes.
and then I'm just gonna add my logo in there. I'm gonna put that at the bottom. There we go. Now we just gotta fill this circle in with something. Maybe just a little. Perfect. So we got the logo. Now, this is like, essentially the design is done. So we got our logos in there. We have the words in there. You don't want the words to be too big or overwhelming for any ad. They get pushed down a lot when in terms of engagement.
Okay.
So you don't want
It's too
the word
much.
to be, yeah.
Mhm.
You want there to be some, but not overwhelming in the ad. Down a little bit, and bigger. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna go to my website. Leaving that open, we're just gonna leave that open there. Because we gotta fill that circle with something. So we're gonna go to our websites that we all have created already. All right, and then we can get as small or as big of an area as you want. I like to farm Leesburg, I like Leesburg, so I use Leesburg for mine. If you like to work in Ashburn, if you like to work at Sterling, just put in those cities, okay? But for this example, I'm gonna use Leesburg. So we have our search. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna filter this search by pending sales, right? We don't have sold yet on our websites. Hopefully that'll come within the year, I hope. That would be nice.
Mhm.
Sold properties. So to get the pending sales, what we're gonna do is with our first option, well, first I'm gonna clear all the filters to make sure that we are working with a blank slate. All right, so I'm gonna click on for sale, and then we have all these different options, right? So I'm gonna get rid of all of these other ones. And I'm gonna just click pending. No, I clicked pending. There we go. So these are all the pending sales. So like I said, you can get as close or as far away as you want. Probably a little closer if they can actually see that it is Leesburg. Okay. So at this point, what you want to do is you need to find on your computer. I don't know what function that is on a Mac, but I just know on a PC, you want to take a screen grab essentially.
Snippet.
Yes, you want to take a snippet. And what we're gonna do is we're just take just a snippet of this map, right where it says all of our pending listings. So we got that. I'm just gonna save that image as I already have one here, Leesburg pending. Right, so I just saved that as Leesburg pending, so I know where to find it. And I save that image. So from there, all I do is I go back to command. I say all, it's like, step 30, but I'm gonna go to images. We're gonna go to the add. And then right here, we have the option to upload an image from our computer. You guys saw where I clicked that? Has this drag, drop, upload. Click on images, then add.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna click on the upload, and I'm gonna find that picture that I saved, Leesburg pending. And now it's over here. Right, we got it right over here, we can see it. I'm gonna click on the circle to highlight it. How do I? This is gonna be, should I use a frame? Wait, I had to delete that circle. We're gonna add a frame circle. Okay,
We don't have to use a circle, no?
I mean, it's up to you, yeah.
Because I'm not able to find a circle.
You're messing with Michelangelo here.
Yeah, I mean, I would use a circle, but
But I don't have a circle,
you do.
no.
Yeah, click on this blank spot over, like this little blank area. And then it just say drawing, shapes, frames, text. Yeah, yours isn't special, you have circles. You click on frames. And then that's what we want to do, because we want to have that as an
The
image
circle.
placeholder. Yeah, so click on the
First
circle
one.
frame,
Thank you.
and then you want it to have that mountain, that like little pretty
Mhm.
image there.
Mhm.
And then from there, we can go over here, just hover over the picture that we clipped,
And,
and then do the
Paste it.
replace image,
mhm.
and then it just throws it right in there.
Yes, it is.
And then there we go. See,
Awesome.
I don't like that position. So I can do that, and then what I can do is click on that, and I can put it on the top layer, bring it up. That way the Leesburg overlays on them. That's better than the first pair.
And fancy.
Okay, so this is gonna be our image. And I'm gonna change the name of it up here. We can rename the design to Leesburg pending. I would give it a date. You don't wanna, like, I wouldn't, does this picture as the one I took last week? There's gonna be different pendings.
Yeah.
So every time you run this ad, you don't want to keep running the same picture with it. If you're being honest,
It's not important.
yeah, if being honest is important to you, then you should change the picture based on the new pendings.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is you should change the picture for the new pendings. Don't close, once you get this snippet, don't close it. We're gonna need we're gonna need that URL later. This is why I said it's better to like try to take notes and then try to do this afterwards, because it's gonna be a lot to try to do this and pay attention at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we save it. Oh, I didn't mean to hit home. It saved it. You hadn't hit file save there. I hit the home button. I'm pretty sure it saved it. It did.
I'll just-
So how close did I get to my first one? I kind of like the second. I think I like the one we just did now better. It looks a little nicer.
I think we should have a juried exhibition.
Yeah.
Put it to a vote.
Okay. So we have our design, we have our smart plan set up, and we're still on our webpage where it shows the pending listings. At this point, I'm gonna email this to you guys. But we want to have our ad copy ready to go so we can copy and paste it. And your ad copy is just all the words that are going to be in your Facebook ad. So for this ad, and I would recommend using these exact words if you want, you can change it, obviously. But we want to be very specific and we want to be, because we're advertising for sellers. We want to see who is interested in. Well, first we're showing them homes that are pending, which means we're targeting people who own homes. And we think that they would be interested in seeing the homes that are currently for sale in their area, which means they're interested in possibly seeing what their home could be worth or what it could sell for, right? So in the ad copy, it says, thinking of testing the market, curious what homes are selling for. We have a list of homes that have recently received offers. Click learn more for the list, right? So we're being very specific. We're asking them questions and we should be receiving leads that are homeowners, which is what we want for this specific ad. Okay, and all I did here is I like to put it in Word first, so I can just copy and paste it. All these words below here are ones that I like to use. I'll get to that once we start creating the ad. So we're going to click on the little megaphone for campaigns. The megaphone for campaigns. And we're going to go to the very top and click create campaigns. We're going to choose social ad paid. The name of this is going to be pending sales in Leesburg. For me, it could be a different city for you. And then we're going to attract listings. I actually don't know what that selection does. I don't think it helps in any way.
Attract listings,
I think it's just for,
makes sense.
no, I mean, it does make sense if that's what I think it's for like tracking your leads after the fact. It's an internal thing. It doesn't like change the algorithm in Facebook or Instagram or anything, is what I mean by that. You can either choose to run it on Facebook and Instagram or just on Facebook. Up to you. Oddly enough, I tend to have more success when I just run it on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I tend to get 1 to 2 more leads when I run it on Facebook alone. Anyway. But I did a test on this one and while I've already gotten 3 leads, I feel like I would have gotten maybe 1 or 2 more. It still has like another 4 or 5 days to run though. Okay, so our name and goal are done. We called it pending sales in Leesburg. That's the very top. You're gonna have all these check marks once all the little items are done, right? We need to see check marks all the way up and down. We're not gonna add a listing. The purpose of this is if you have a listing, it searches the MLS, and then we can use that to pull in the description that has in the MLS, and it pulls in all of the pictures. So you can quickly pull in the pictures that are up on the MLS. You don't have to copy and paste or upload anything. They can access those pictures in the MLS and you can use it for the ad. We're not doing that in this case, but it's nice to have when you're running like an open house ad or like a new listing ad or a just sold ad or something like that. For text, remember I just had that up, right, on my Word document. I'm just gonna copy and paste this text.
I have like a red triangle by the text.
A red triangle,
In the,
like in the circle?
yeah.
I've never seen a red triangle. In that, I mean, I've seen red triangles. What I will say is, you're gonna wanna add emojis, all right? You get more engagement when you do. Emojis are like this little house, or the money bag. And people love when fingers point to stuff. I don't know why, but they do. So I'm gonna take these 3 emojis, and I'm gonna cut that. I'm going to put it, I'm gonna put the finger pointer there. I'm gonna put the money bag at the end. And then I'm gonna put the house there. And then as you can see, as we're doing stuff, it's updating what the ad is actually gonna look like over here on the right-hand side. Can you guys see that? Is it small? Is it small or can you see it?
No, I can see.
Or is it small and you can see it?
Well, I have 20/20.
Perfect then. The headline. What did I use for a headline? I think I just hit. Click learn more, I believe is what I used for the headline. Because we're directing them to click that learn more button. That's what we really want. And then the description.
If we don't have a website, can we create it?
You can. But you still need to send somebody. You've got to send them somewhere to get their information. Can you run this ad? Probably not. You need to set up your website. You could use, you could just, because they're not gonna go on your website and then sign up. You're already gonna get their information. You could use the standard KW website for now. Still gonna send them to the pending sales. And then if you wanted to run it like today, use the standard KW website, just go to, it's gonna look just like your website anyway. And you're still gonna get their information. So that's what I would say to do in the meantime before you get your website set up. For more information is what I'm gonna put on the description. There we go. And we're gonna hit save. Now we have our media. This is where we're going to grab our image that we created from, we're gonna browse the designs library, because remember we did that first. We created that Leesburg pending design. There we go. And we're going to preview and crop. And we already know it's a social square, so it's gonna fit perfect. So I don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna hit save image. And now, as you can see, we have the ad copy up top. We have the image down below. And it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Gonna hit save. All right, Facebook settings are next. We're gonna hit configure. This is where we select the page we want to use. As I said, you could have multiple pages on here. Some other pages like agents like to have is, I've seen some agents create like real estate investing page on their, so if they want to advertise from their investing Facebook business page, they can do that. If you want to have I don't know, like a first time home buying seminar Facebook page, you can advertise from there to try to advertise this for a seminar. You know, there's a lot of reasons to have just more than one business page. But essentially, the idea behind them is you're trying to drive, content. It's the only reason somebody would join. But I'm going to choose the only page I have, which is my business page. This is very important. This destination button, you need to make sure it's going to default to the Facebook lead generation. It also says recommended, but just make sure that button is clicked. Go ahead, Magda. You had a question?
Yeah, so by the page, mine is not showing. It says, it looks like you don't have any business page yet.
Okay.
Please create a new one or click to refresh.
And what happened to
Error.
refresh?
I'm getting an error.
Okay, we'll have to look
Yeah.
at it afterwards. Okay, so this is where we put the URL, right? So we kept our website up. So I'm literally gonna just Control-C copy. I'm gonna go back to my campaign and I'm gonna Control-V paste. And I'm pretty sure I have HTTP twice. Please don't. do that.
So just to be clear, the URL that you pasted is for your webpage.
It's for my webpage. It's for a specific search on my webpage of pending sales in Leesburg.
So it's not just a main URL for your page, it's a specific one for the search you are including.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so when they click on my ad, they're gonna be directed to essentially a filtered
Leesburg.
version of the search, but that filter is gonna show every single pending sale
Mhm.
within the radius I chose. So they're gonna get a list of 46 properties that are pending right now.
And that's a dynamic page.
Correct. So it will, and what he means by dynamic is, every time they go to it, if they were to copy and paste that and send it to a friend a week later, it's gonna be a different list of properties, right? It's constantly updating. Look, that 134, that's my buyer's house that we're
You
buying.
say it's constantly updating. That.
Yeah, because it's like what he said, it was a dynamic page as it turns to it, instead of a static page. A static page would basically be like almost a picture of something,
Uh-huh.
but dynamic means it's constantly updating. It'd be like going to the MLS. Every time you go to the MLS, it's a different list of houses, right?
So we
Stuff's
don't need to
always-
update it.
You shouldn't need to, no. What essentially this URL is doing is it's taking them to a filtered version of this area,
Yeah.
which is actually pretty cool if you think about it, because it also has to like take in the location into consideration,
Mhm.
which I didn't think about. That's pretty neat. Okay. So we copy and pasted that URL. And now we're gonna do audiences. We're not gonna do audiences auto, we're gonna do a custom audience. We're not gonna target my database unless you have a database of like, I don't know, a couple thousand. And of those 1,000, you have all of their Facebook information. You're never, I don't see a reason why anyone would choose that for now. So we're gonna do target a custom audience. I'm gonna put in Leesburg, but you're gonna put in whatever city that you're,
Wow.
yeah, whatever city that you're targeting. Leesburg, Virginia. And as you can see over here, this audience definition, it's gonna start to give you an idea of how many people you're targeting as well. For this one, we don't want it all the way in the broad area. We kind of want it almost halfway, because we don't want to target buyers. We don't want to target people who don't own houses. We want to be pretty specific because we're trying to get rid of not bad leads, but we want these to be as close to someone that might be considering selling as possible. And by doing that, we pare down the interests and the targeting. I think 20 miles is just fine
Yeah.
in terms of that. I'm going to go to saved audiences. Okay, so what I did here is I already had this saved, so I'm just gonna throw them in there. Let me delete it and I'll show you how I did it first. I would recommend using this audience for just about any of your ads. I've gotten really good results from it,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be included in the email I send you. But you want to get this first time home buyer, stock market, home equity, mortgage insurance, mortgage loans, house, luxury property, finance. These are all things that people are searching for on Facebook.
Can you repeat it? I want to take a picture.
I'm gonna email it to you,
Thank you.
but you can take a picture if you want. Okay, I'll put it there.
Yeah, that would help they be like more organized.
Because you can't copy and paste from a picture. It'd be easier if I send it to you in a Word
Yeah.
document, so you can copy and paste it. Okay. So then what you do here is you want to match these interests. So I'm going to add an interest. And I'm going to search for, what's the first one? Like finance. Finance, personal finance. And then I'm going to search for mortgage. Yep. Mortgage loans, mortgage calculator, even mortgage insurance. And then we're just going to keep searching for all those items. And then we're going to save it. We're going to add it. And then what I would do, well, hold on before I say that. You're going to add all those. Let me just add one first. Shit. It's really lagging today.
So you keep adding it, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna go 2 levels down though. Let me just add one and I'll show you what I mean by that. So like I said, we added all those ones to begin with, right? But then I want to narrow that audience even more. So then I go narrow audience. And I clicked on it like 10 seconds ago. And then I want to narrow that audience by people that are interested in Zillow. And then are interested in Realtor. And that's as pared down as I get. So I added all those in there. And then what I would do is I would go ahead and save that audience. And then save it as whatever name you want. And then next time, you don't have to add all those in. You can just go to saved audience. And I just made it my, where is it? That's because I have ones in there already. And then instead of having it added every time, this is actually new. They just added this within the last month. Don't tell me it deleted. Well, darn. You should be able to. Well, shit. I'm gonna have to put them all in there now. Anyway, you can save the audience, I guess, and it should save it. So next time you only have to go to saved audiences and just add it all in there again, and it'll put up all those settings. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost there. We're on lead settings. This is where we're gonna add the smart plan and the tags. What I like to do is I still like to give them that A+ through C rating, and I just label these as C. They're just gonna be C leads for me until I can move them over to a B, which means I had a conversation with them. And then I have a tag in there that, and you can create a tag if you don't have a tag directly from here. Then I like to do FB for Facebook. And then since these are seller leads, I'm gonna go ahead and do seller. So that way, when I am in my contacts, I can go through and search for my Facebook seller leads, and I can contact everybody at one time. Then, remember the very first thing we did was add that smart plan to our smart plan library. Then I can go ahead and throw them on that pending Facebook sales smart plan. So what this does is right when that lead comes in, they get auto tagged, they get automatically added to that Facebook Smart Plan campaign. That was good. And then they're getting text messages within minutes of signing up for that list of properties that we included. All right, so we hit save there. All right, so remember what I said before, we're gonna have check marks all the way up and down. Now we just need to decide how much money we're gonna spend. The most you need to spend is like $1 a day. I would recommend running these for at least 10 days. So maybe you want to spend 20 bucks for 10 days and you'll get pretty good traction, is what I would say. So we'll change to 20. So $2 a day. And then you hit save, and then you choose the dates. So keep in mind, if you wanted to run like an open house campaign, you need to run that campaign on Thursday. Because you need to at least run it by Thursday would be the latest you'd want to do this, but ideally you'd want to start it on Wednesday. Because it's not gonna, if I click to start this ad today, it's not gonna run until tomorrow. Because it has to go through a full, they have to make sure that we're not like having any fair housing violations. They have to, it'll say pending. And so if you know the time you want to run the ad, do it before that time starts. It's not going to run right when I hit the button. It has to go through a review process. Right, so then we choose that 20 bucks for 10 days. And at this point, we publish the draft, we can publish it. I'm not going to already have it running. Or we hit save draft. And I think it came out pretty good, honestly. So I think I'm gonna use that ad copy next time.
And we can play with designs or whatever. we want.
No, use that exactly. The only reason I say that as a joke, but this is exactly how he ran it. Almost the exact same picture. Maybe you can change the font if you like the font better.
Yeah, that's
Little
what I
stuff,
say.
but I don't want you spending like 30 minutes making a design when it only takes 5 minutes to get the same amount of leads. You know, just,
Yeah.
it's almost a waste of time.
So just an opinion, the simpler the ad, the better,
Yeah,
right? So there are 10 words there maybe,
yeah.
and a graphic.
And emojis, don't forget the emojis. I would say if you're gonna forget, don't forget, anyway, put the
Don't
emojis
forget
in.
emojis.
It's very important. It's like you're kind of laid back, friendly, approachable.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like emojis?
Everyone likes
And you hit publish, and what I will say is have your expectations to be, I'm not gonna say have low expectations, but these aren't gonna be people that are ready to sell right now. There's gonna be people that are interested in seeing what their house is worth, like anyone would be interested in what their investment is doing. Right, and then you wanna be, a reference for these people. You wanna get into their lives in some way that when they do think about selling, they're gonna think about you. So then you need to think about the follow-up after this campaign ends. You need to put them on that quarterly call plan. You need to put them on that monthly neighborhood nurture, And if they unsubscribe, they unsubscribe, then you know that you don't have to waste your time with them anymore. But I would say most of these leads are gonna be, 6 months to a year out from doing anything. But if you start adding these leads in now, you're setting yourself up for the end of this year, for the beginning of next spring. And if you're consistent and you're doing this I would say I would run one of these once a month. So you're talking about 20 bucks a month for a year. So you're gonna spend 240 bucks for a year to get potentially, let's be honest, if you get, probably 60 leads for the year. Right? And of those 60 leads, 2 to 3 might be good. And then that's an extra 2 to 3 deals a year for 240 bucks. Even if it's one.
Yeah.
Even if it's one.
Yeah.
Mike,
But don't give up. I'm saying don't be discouraged if they're not like calling you
Okay.
frantic, ready to sell their house.
Yeah.
I was running ads through Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and I had really bad experience.
Yeah.
People were texting me weird stuff, talking so bad to me, like, for example, I can help you to, help to buy your car, whatever, and I receive a message, no, you won't. Stuff like that, or
Yeah.
people that really mean things.
Yeah, I just delete them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Block.
yeah, I block, like
Yeah.
sometimes happen to me too.
I
These
don't-
people are always out there.
I don't get too much negative stuff. I mean, that's why all the text messages, when they first come out, they have a stop function. So if they don't want to get it anymore, they just text stop and it's, if they're having a bad day and they just feel the need to be mean, I mean, we can't control how people are taking their meds. You know, oh, we're still recording. All right, that's the end of the
So
recording.
let's-
Good job, everyone. Thank you for coming.
See. So Mike,